Hello there. I'm Scotty, and you're not. And, Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. Because I had the DVD, because Walmart didn't have the Blu-ray. I will eventually get the Blu-ray. And, when it comes to this movie, I have a bone to pick. And no, it's not with this movie. It's with the people who gave this movie negative reviews. I don't know what you want from this movie, but as a casual Resident Evil fan, I enjoyed it. Alright? I know I've never played the games, but I know enough from watching YouTube channels like 616 Entertainment or Phaelus. I know what happened in the old movies. I know what happened in the video games. This is very much like the video games. It's technically the first two games smushed together. And for what it does, I think it works. I'm going to say this. I don't know what you want from this, because you people out there, you bitched and moaned and complained about the Paul W.S. Anderson films and how they weren't anything like the video games, and now they actually give you a movie that's like the video games, and you still bitch and moan and whine and complain. What does it take to please you people? Alright, what does it take? What does it take? I enjoyed this. I'm going to approach this review different than I usually do. Usually I go through plot points. I may step a little bit into the plot. Of course there's going to be spoilers, but I'm going to kind of list my likes and dislikes. We'll start with the likes. I liked the atmosphere of this. It takes place in the 90s. You get 90s music. You get that 90s feel. It feels like nice. It takes place in 98, which is when the first game came out. It feels very much like that kind of, feel. The songs and the technology, everything, and it works. I liked most of the characters in this. You have Kaya Scodelario as Claire Redfield, and I think she did a fantastic job. Sure, you could have put her hair in a ponytail to look more like Claire, but I think she did a very good job. And I like Robbie Amell as Chris Redfield. I think he did a good job. And Hannah John Kamen as Jill. She doesn't look like Jill, but I think she did fine. Nothing negative about her. And I love Donald Logue in any role. He's basically playing every role he's ever played, but he's good. And I liked the way the zombies look. They're a little, basic, but they're Resident Evil-like. I also like the way they made Raccoon City look. I thought it looked just like Raccoon City from what I've seen. I've seen people play video games. I've watched stuff on YouTube. People, doing the Let's Plays and stuff. I know what it's supposed to look like. So I know the basics of it. And I do like the way the story works with, you have the Spencer Mansion incident, and you have the thing with the police station. They kind of combine that, and for the most part, I do like how they handle it. For the most part, we'll get to it. I even like the battle at the end, even though the CGI is not very good. The battle with the super powered Birkin, played by Neil McDonough. I like that. Is he supposed to be the tyrant, or is it just a new creature for this? I know it's not the Nemesis, at least I don't think he's supposed to be. But he's just big old creature. And I like that battle. I like, here's a criticism I often hear from this. I watched other reviews. People complain that, they blew up Raccoon City in the end of this, so how are they going to continue? Well, if I remember correctly, didn't they blow it up in Resident Evil 3, and there was more games after that? 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 now? So why would blowing up Raccoon City make any difference? If there was more games, they could do more movies. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Okay, I just don't understand. Uh, and yeah, like I said, I like the set design. I like the way the Spencer Mansion looked. I like the way the police station worked, the diner looked. I like the diner. All done very well. And I like some of the action sequences in this. I thought it was done. They were done very well. I enjoyed this movie. I do have some negatives, however. Couple characterizations. And I don't think this is the fault of the actor. I think it's the writers who, when they found out who the actor was, they wrote for this. Avon Jogia plays Leon S. Kennedy. Avon Jogia is known more for being back on Victorious Nickelodeon sitcom. And my thought with this is that they were writing the script and they found out he was going to be cast, and so they either wrote or rewrote his character to be funny because that's what they saw the actor as, a funny actor, a comic, a sitcom actor. But he's done serious things before, like the ABC Family show Twisted, or even there was like a mini series for like the biography or A&E or something that he did, I think, where he was like King Tut or something. He can do serious. I think if they made it more serious, it would have worked better here. Also, but he's the butt of jokes. He's the new rookie cop, and he's fumbling. He can't fire a gun. After a while, that joke kind of just gets stale, And Wesker, I'm not sure what they were going for here. I know he is a traitor, but the actor, I felt like the actor didn't fit well enough. He seemed very bland. I don't even know if I've seen him in anything else, but he's very bland, and the way they took his character just sort of, this is a bit of a mixed aspect, but they inserted some Easter eggs from the games, like the Ashford twins, and mentioning like in the mountain, I forgot what it was. And of course, you had the Spencer Mansion, which actually took place partly in and stuff like that. And one of my complaints is that, like, the character of Barry Burton, is not in this movie. And I remember when I was looking at the cast, I'm like, where the hell is Barry? Because Barry just doesn't get the respect he deserves in these films. I know he's known as the what is this? It's a Jill sandwich guy. But he's a throwaway character in Retribution. He's not even in this. I don't even know if they even mention him. But he's not in this. But they use his line. It doesn't make any sense. You're not gonna hit a movie. Why have the line be said? It's at the beginning where Jill is bargaining with Wesker. They make a bet. Oh, I can hit that bottle. She does the thing and she goes, I win, and she grabs his sandwich. He's like, hey. He's like, no. She's like, no. It's a Jill sandwich now. And I'm like, ugh. I get it. Ha ha. It's an Easter egg, but it doesn't mean the same if Barry's not the one saying it. I'm just saying. Also, they do something I don't think is in the games, where Chris and Claire, they grow up in this orphanage, and they find out, she finds out they were doing experiments on children there, and she runs away, and they meet this, what was her name, Lisa? I think she's from the games, but I don't think they do enough with her here. I think she's supposed to have a bigger role. Maybe she'll be a bigger role in the sequel. I don't know. I don't think she died, but she has a small role helping Claire and Leon get to a secret level. Everything with that flashbacks and Neil McDonough's character, I think, you have to keep Neil McDonough in there because he becomes that big monster at the end. But, like, you could have taken those flashbacks out. Did I hit the home button on the Roku? I don't know. You could have taken those flashbacks out, and I don't think it would have mattered. Like, it's not just at the beginning, they pepper it throughout the movie. They just kind of put it in there as she's kind of remembering what happened. And If you just had the thing at the beginning and then went on and didn't jump to different flashbacks throughout or something, or like had like started with Claire coming into Raccoon City with the truck driver, much like the video game, and hitting that person, and then finding him, and then she could reveal he managed the orphanage that Chris and I lived in. We thought he was dead or something like that. I don't know. I get why they did it, but maybe the flashbacks aren't really that necessary. I guess. But yeah, and for the most part, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was actually pretty good. It's not going to win any awards or anything, but this is the accurate Resident Evil movie you wanted. You wanted a Resident Evil movie that followed the games more. This does that. And yet, you still complain about it. Yes, it's not perfect. There are problems. Every movie's going to have problems. But it's not a bad movie. Honestly, it's not. For all the hate this movie gets, I don't understand it. There is a mid-credit scene, because Wesker dies at the end, and then he comes back to life, and he's blind, and Ada Wong is there, and she gives him his iconic sunglasses, I guess, that he wears throughout the game series. Okay, but, yeah, I thought this was actually pretty well done. In comparison to the other ones that I know went way out, because Paul W. Anderson was like obsessed with his wife, and she could be the only one who did anything, and any video game character that was thrown in either died or did jack shit or got captured, and Alice had to save them. So in a world where those movies exist, this one actually does something with those characters, and I think does it for the most part. Wesker and Kennedy aside, for the most part, I think it does it pretty well. And I, for one, would like to see a sequel. Plain and simple. But, and so, I guess I have to say that when it comes to Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, I would say it's pretty good. So, what are your thoughts on Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.